Arkansas Hunters Feeding the Hungry is a statewide organization where if you harvest a deer, you don't want it, we've probably got a processor close to you. You field dress that deer, you drop it off, and we'll either grind it into burger, which is how we started 20 years ago, and that's still our core, or we make snack sticks with it, which we started 4 or 5 years ago doing that. You know, there's a lot of people on the low end of the spectrum economically that just can't afford to buy good protein, like burger, and obviously it's gotten real expensive now. So we realized there's a lot of people with great needs out there. We started working with food banks and just realized that huge need for protein in the food banks, homeless shelters, things like that. They can get a lot of canned goods, they can get a lot of rice and beans, but protein's real difficult for them to get. They couldn't afford to buy it unless someone just donated, a beef or something. For years, our core was just the ground burger. That was easy. Ground burger, you can make how many different kinds of hamburger helper? Dozens and dozens. So anything you can do with beef, you can take deer and substitute for it. So we figured out about 4 or 5 years ago that, burger was all we were doing. So we thought, maybe, is there something we can do for kids? So we carried some meat up to a processor and made some snack sticks. So we did a rollout program in Jonesboro. It was a youth event, and so we started handing out these snack sticks. They're shelf stable, don't have to be refrigerated. So we started handing them out, and we noticed these kids just kept coming back. Boy, those are really good. So we also realized that most schools have a weekend backpack program. So we thought, okay, we can link this with the weekend backpack program, put some of those snack sticks in their backpack because they don't get much protein in those backpacks. So this would be a good addition to that. We had no idea how hugely successful this would be, so it's kind of outpaced what we've been able to do. So we've got that in many, many schools over the last 4 or 5 years. The partnership with the foundation, with Farm Bureau, has really helped us accelerate that. So we've been able, or we will be able to do this next year, probably 30 to 40% more than we did in the previous year. There's a lot of kids that go home hungry over the weekend, either economic reasons or sometimes social issues. So this has just been a phenomenal program that we had no idea that it would turn out this way. Shoot that extra deer, field dress it, drop it off at the nearest processor. There's probably one close to you. And you can find those on our processor list on arkansashunters.org. So if it's dropped off, say in Pulaski County, we got a couple of processors here in Pulaski County, that meat will stay here in Pulaski County. So wherever it's dropped off, that's where it will be distributed. We work with food pantries, homeless shelters, things like that all across the state.